Amy gives the full truth as to what goes on about her relationship, because a lot of it was scripted, between her and Ishowspeed. Now, last night, Slips, Ishowspeed's cameraman, really good person, he went on a space and he told his side of the story. That they both knew what this was, that the first couple of streams, which they've done like four together, they were more or less scripted. And that was that. That whole video, by the way, is up on YouTube. I could do a whole reaction to that as well. And that came out last night. Well, this morning, which would have been, very early for her in Korea, she went ahead and did this live that I'm going to react to right now. This is Amy's side of the story. Okay.
If it lags, it lags.
It lags.
So I am going to address this whole drama and current situation fully and tell you guys the truth so as to not confuse you guys anymore or leave you guys hanging in the dark.
Okay.
Before I start, I want to give a big shout out to Darren for admitting his wrong and apologizing to me both off stream and on stream of his actions. It took a lot of guts to do that, and I truly think it was very mature of him.
By the way, in the live stream that she's talking about Darren Watkins Jr., which is Ishowspeed's live yesterday, he did apologize. He did say that he cut his hair, but really he unbraided them. Some people got confused by that. I don't think he meant that. Like, people are always lying. I don't think he meant it as a lie. He just pulled it out. He did apologize for talking to Courtney.
So, chat, she was never my girlfriend. And so I had a barber come, and that's where the bad happened, bro. I f***ed up, and I asked another girl advice of what should I say to her. I do not know how to talk to girls, as
Ishowspeed did. And it takes a lot to, own up to things that you've done wrong. And even though a lot of people in the Speed Gang don't think he did anything wrong, and they even think that Amy going on live and fake crying was wrong. I don't think she fake cried, but because I think personally that they got their emotions involved here. As she goes over later, which we'll listen to, it was not only acting, but it was also real emotions. All right.
And I want to say thank you, girlies and boys, for supporting me through this hard time. I am reading all the messages, and I'm truly grateful, and I couldn't have done it without y'all.
So, I still stand with Ishowspeed. I'm going to continue to support Ishowspeed and Slips. Ishowspeed and Slips, they're good people. Let's get back into this.
So first, I want to address the question of whether was it all scripted, was it all content, or not, and if I knew about it or not. To this, I say that the first two streams in Korea and in London was, yes, it was for content and it was for entertainment for you guys.
Okay, so there was a couple of streams in Korea, and then there was a couple of streams in London, United Kingdom, in England. So I think Slips does say that there was 4 streams that they're involved in. I don't know if it was 4 or 5, but I'm pretty sure it was 4. So she's saying here too, they're just numbers. Let's focus. She's saying that all the streams that we've seen her on so far were scripted. Let's continue.
You guys loved our chemistry. We loved seeing you guys happy. So we took the stream from Korea to London. The places we went overall the whole live stream was in fact partially a little bit scripted.
By the way, I want to point this out. Slips does say that, it was scripted. Do you want to do this again? Yes, let's do this again. Kind of a business transaction type deal, okay? But as we're going to learn later, emotions did get involved, so.
However, what we talked about and how we acted on camera and our chemistry was not at all scripted, but rather more of a mix of a little bit of acting and our true feelings.
Okay, so there you have it. It was a little bit of acting, and then she's saying it's her true feelings, and she said our, so implying Ishowspeed did it too. Ishowspeed, in his stream, he said that he still cares about her, and it might take him a couple days to get over it. A lot of people are saying that he's lying about that. How can you know? Just listen. If he says it, just believe him. You know, it's Ishowspeed. Come on.
Ever since London, we both were, I guess, confused as to our own feelings. We did have feelings for each other for sure, but we weren't really fully aware or sure 100%, and I guess that is where just all the confusion started. Secondly, I want to address what Slips has said on Discord and Twitter about our current situation. And again, this is not Slips' fault. He was the third person. He was trying to be mutual. He was just trying to explain. He didn't really know the full story because it was between Darren and I. He was just trying to explain.
By the way, before she gets into this, yeah, they obviously talked about things off camera, but Ishowspeed and Slips are very close together, very close. But you know, he did have to go say bye to his family because they're going to be going to Germany for a month. Another thing too, monetarily, somebody asked, did she get paid anything? And he said, well, she got free access to his platform, 25.1 million followers. She got, and what Slips didn't bring up was the necklace, the iPhone, the clothes, the finals, all of it. The food, the, you know, going out to the fair. I don't know if she paid for her own flight. I don't know who paid for the flight, but could have been the flight too. And also in Korea. So there was some monetary. You know, obviously the necklace was very expensive, the clothes, the phone. But let's continue.
Number one, as I mentioned above, Korea and London's stream was for content. However, the things that happened after London was not part of the content. Number two, we did not have a conversation on whether if we wanted to keep doing this content or not, and I really had no idea that we were continuing this Speed and Amy content. I was a little bit unsure.
Okay, so what she's saying is after he had asked her to go out, she didn't know if they were done with that content or not. So as a guy, you know, watching from the outside in, he asked her out. So I would assume it would keep going, but then, you know, she did bring up in the Courtney live that there was a problem with text messaging. So I don't know. There was also a massive gap in time zones. So, and then there was Courtney. Ugh.
Some words were thrown around between Darren and his team for maybe taking me to the Euros final and maybe meeting me in July when I go to Florida, but it was not a set deal, and it was more of a maybe.
Okay, guys, please stop this. Everybody's saying, "Oh, well, she's going to be in Florida in July." They're not getting together. Relax. It's done. It's done. I know I did that Hope video, but literally that was because of the possibility. And yeah, she had a picture up earlier. I might have it here. I don't know. But where she had her bracelet on. How old is that picture? Who knows? I mean, is she wearing it right now? I don't know.
Number three, as to our feelings, I had asked Darren if it was just for content, and he replied saying that at first it was, but now he did also catch a bit of feeling. He was also a little bit confused as well, and so was I.
Okay, so at some point, Ishowspeed was feeling Amy. And back in London, the emotions were both fake and real. So, but now, going into it, he was actually starting to have some feelings for her. That's what she's saying. And that's what he was saying in his stream. So let's continue.
Or I did not say no to his proposal. When he asked me to be his girlfriend on stream, I thought it was part of an act. However, he did ask me playfully again through messages, and I replied saying after a few more dates. And at this point, I wasn't sure if he was serious or if it was for content. Yeah.
Okay, so Ishowspeed, we assume, meant, hey, will you go out with me? And he keeps bringing this up because he literally believes it 6 days ago now during the Mr. Beast stream that was actually his girlfriend. He brings it up 3 times, but she never. The next day we found out she never answered the question. And it's like Slips brings up, this was just last month. All of this was just last month. Let's continue.
Number 5, I don't know where this rumor started, but I never signed a NDA paper that read that it was all for content and that I was signing up for content. I did sign a contract that disclosed that I should not say or leak any personal information of Ishowspeed to the public or personally.
Okay, so in Slips's space, he did bring up like some sort of content form. So I'm assuming that's what she's talking about. But as far as like the NDA, non-disclosure agreement, I mean, if you're not allowed to disclose stuff, that's a non-disclosure agreement. Because like if you're not allowed to disclose personal information, to me that's an NDA. But she signed a contract. She said, from what I understand from this and from Slips' space, a lot of people have taken the words completely out of context, completely.
Which I never did. And now I want to talk about why I was upset that day on live stream. Number 1, I was upset, frustrated, confused, tired, and yes, a little bit jealous at the same time as to why Courtney was coming in between Darren and I and talking about our situation.
We were all of us confused as to why she was doing that. But we all understood it as content. Terribly aggravating content because she didn't know any kind of good advice to give Ishowspeed. And you definitely weren't, sorry, Amy definitely wasn't cheating on Ishowspeed, so.
And honestly, if this barber situation was on the other foot, and if I had done that, I would have for sure had gotten called a cheater or worse. And that whole situation really frustrated me.
Yep.
Number 2, no, Darren and I were not dating. It was never official. But I wasn't sure, like, what he wanted. And if it was just for content all along, maybe it would have been best if he did tell me to play along with his girlfriend jokes, and I might have been okay with waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. for his streams, but I was a little bit confused, but I was just unaware of this whole situation, so I was very frustrated.
Okay, so the whole girlfriend-boyfriend thing, she didn't know, and she wanted to clarify that, I guess, with Ishowspeed. Maybe he didn't make it clear, I don't know. It sounded like he tried to make it clear, but it sounded like from her, he didn't try to make it clear, so just a miscommunication.
Number 3, I was upset that Courtney was making insensitive jokes about me and making racist comments. That is why...
Yeah, she called her a Korean lady. She called her little Japanese girl.
I know she's a little Japanese girl.
She's not Japanese, she's Korean.
And by the way, there's a massive problem that's happened over the years between Japan and Korea, just terrible things. So they don't take that too lightly, you know, and I don't think anybody takes racism lightly.
I was very upset initially. And number 4, I was also adding to that upset that Darren was not fully taking my side. And I already knew, and I still know, that Darren would always stand up for me, and he always stood up for me. But when Courtney was doing such things, he wasn't, and that did hurt me. And I think that is what really got me.
So in Ishowspeed's stream yesterday, he apologized for all this because he didn't think it was going to be such a big deal. Now, from the outside looking in, for her to go on to live when certain people thought that this was just a fake stage thing and she was on there crying, it looked like somebody was just hungry for clout. But this was Amy emotionally affected because she started catching feelings for Ishowspeed. That's what she said. Ishowspeed started catching feelings for her. It's just been a problem. which blew up into this here, and him apologizing yesterday, and Slips discussing what he did in his space last night.
But again, Darren owned up to his mistakes. He apologized to me on stream and off stream,
That's
as
huge.
you guys saw yesterday.
That's huge.
So please, people, literally just stop.
Yeah.
You know, stop hating on him. People make mistakes sometimes, and people forgive,
Fact.
and we move on. And as for the Courtney situation, I see that you guys are hating on her so much. I admit that what she did and what she said on...
Stop hating Courtney. She did wrong. We all get it. Okay? But even Amy goes over how young she is. We make stupid mistakes when we're young. So...
stream was very unthoughtful, immature, and racist. However, we also have to take into account that she is still a teenager.
And this is actually why I took down one of my videos today, because when I learned that this person that was making these jokes was very young, I took it down. I'm a dad, but I'm not the internet dad. You know, I'm not supposed to go. So if I see something that's wrong, I just need to leave that situation instead of trying to correct it. And that's what I was trying to do with the video, so I took it down earlier today.
And she was on stream. She probably didn't know what was happening. I'm not saying that's an excuse, but she was just, I guess, immature about the whole situation. And I'm pretty sure that she learned a lot from this whole situation, and I'm pretty sure that she will not make the same mistake again. I hope.
I don't think so.
I have no intentions on fighting her or making her feel bad. And I know that Courtney will be seeing this live, and I really want to tell her that I see that she is going live and, you know, making jokes about me, but I really hope that she stops, because it's only making her look bad. And honestly, I think that is something I just don't want anymore, you know?
That's about it. I don't think there's any... I mean, I've got a couple more minutes recorded of this, but that's about it.
Overall, I just hope this really clears everything up for you guys. Yeah. And I really want you to know that this whole situation, from Korean content, London content, and everything happening afterwards, was a result of miscommunication and a mix of true human emotions.
Right.
After all, we are all humans.
Yep.
And when human emotions come into play, things get hazy.
Yeah. So that's it. There was miscommunications on both sides. Both sides agreed that it's done. Both apologized. That's it, people. Ishowspeed is still the goat of streaming. Slips is still the best cameraman in the world. Amy's amazing. That's it. Like, share, and follow for more. But, hopefully going forward, it's just Ishowspeed living the best life and Amy living the best life as... I guess I don't see them coming back together. You guys might. I don't. But this is your Bald News Network reacting to Amy.